If you're responsible for keeping a crushing operation productive and mobile, you know the problem.
You need serious production, but you also need to move fast. And most of the time, you're forced to choose one or the other.
Today, we dig into whether that trade-off actually has to exist.
We're talking about a machine designed to deliver real output and real mobility without the usual compromises.
If uptime, efficiency, and flexibility matter to your operation, you're not going to want to miss this one.
Welcome to the Lippmann Academy Crushcast, built for decision makers in high-volume aggregate, mining, and recycling operations. Nick and Jessica share practical insight for those selecting crushing equipment, managing quarry and plant production, and driving uptime and efficiency across material processing fleets. If your work is about moving rock, maximizing tons per hour, and running safer, more profitable sites, this is your show. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Lippmann Academy Crushcast. This is the show for people responsible for keeping crushing operations productive, efficient, and moving.
Every episode, we break down real-world challenges facing aggregate, mining, and recycling operations, and talk through practical solutions that help you get more uptime, better performance, and stronger returns from your equipment.
I am your host, Jessica. You can call me Jess, and I am really excited about what we're covering today.
It's great to be back, Jess. I'm Nick, and yeah, this is a good one. We're moving from theory to real-world application today.
Exactly. We're getting our hands dirty with some serious iron. So, Nick, let's set the stage. You and I talk to producers constantly.
All the time.
And there's this tension that always comes up. It's like a constant battle.
The classic trade-off. I know what you're talking about.
Right. The need to be big enough to do the job, but, small enough to actually get to the job.
Mm-hmm. Mobility versus capacity.
Everyone wants high production, those huge tonnage numbers. But they also need to be mobile. They can't spend a week with cranes just to move sites.
And usually you have to pick one. You get a portable plant, you lose production. You get a beast, it takes 3 days to set up.
It's always a compromise. But looking at the specs for today's star of the show, it seems like that might be changing.
It might be.
We are diving into the Lippmann 300c-w. It's a high-production, portable cone crusher.
Mm-hmm.
And, Nick, it's making some bold promises.
It is. And what's interesting here, Jess, is the balance. It's a simplified setup, so no cranes, but it's paired with a crushing chamber that, well, it puts up serious numbers.
So that's our mission for this episode of the Lippmann Academy Crushcast. Is this real, or is it just good marketing?
Let's find out.
We're going to break it down. First, we'll look under the hood, the specs, the core tech, what this machine is actually made of.
Right. Understand the beast itself.
Then in the second half, we get competitive. We'll look at how the 300c-w stacks up against other machines out there.
And there's some pretty stark differences.
I can't wait. But first, the machine itself, the 300c-w. I'm guessing 300 is not a random number.
No, not at all. That's the power. The heart of this unit is the 300 horsepower high-performance bushing cone crusher.
300 horsepower. For a portable unit, that's a lot of power. Why so much?
It's really about torque and inertia, Jess. When you're crushing hard, abrasive rock, you need that power to maintain force under load.
So you don't stall out.
Exactly. If you're underpowered and hit a surge of material, the crusher can bog down. 300 horsepower just pushes right through.
Okay, and the head itself, the product info says 44 inches.
Correct. 44-inch head diameter, that's 1,118 millimeters. But, size is only half of it. The real story is the internal design.
Which is?
The 300C chamber features bronze bushings.
Bronze bushings. Okay, unpack that for me. Why should a producer care about that specific detail?
It all comes down to the mechanics of the crush. A bushing machine allows for a different type of throw, a higher speed. The documentation points out it creates more hits per pass.
Hits per pass? That sounds like a boxing term.
It kind of is. Imagine a rock falling through the chamber. It's how many times that gyrating cone smashes the rock before it can exit the bottom.
But doesn't that mean more fines? More dust?
Actually, the opposite. It means more effective reduction. You're doing more work in a single cycle, so a higher percentage of your material is finished product on the first try.
So less going back up the repair conveyor to be crushed again.
That's the efficiency right there. Plus, bronze bushings are just incredibly durable under that kind of shock loading.
Got it. And the spec sheet also mentions extensive wear protection.
Oh, yeah. Replaceable liners everywhere.
Yeah.
Mainframe, counter shaft. Basically, if rock can touch it, there's a replaceable shield.
And advanced liner retention.
Crucial. You can't have those liners shifting under that much force. It would destroy the machine. This system locks them down tight.
Now, I kept seeing this triad of performance mentioned. 3 highs. Can you walk us through those?
I sure can. This defines your output quality. First, high speed. We just covered that. More hits, better throughput.
Speed equals volume. Got it.
Second, high stroke. This is the distance the head moves. A higher stroke gives you what's called particle-on-particle crushing.
Meaning the rocks are crushing each other.
Exactly. Instead of just steel on rock, it's rock on rock under immense pressure. It breaks the stone along its natural cleavage lines.
And that matters to the end user because...
The shape. It creates a more cubical product. You don't want flat, flaky slivers. You want cubes. They lock together better in concrete or road base. High stroke gets you cubes.
So quality control built right into the physics. What's the third? High.
High yield. And this is all about flexibility. You can actually slow the crusher speed down if you need to reduce fines production.
Wait, why would you want to go slower? Isn't it all about maximum production?
Not always. Sometimes fines are just a waste product that costs money to get rid of. If you're making too much, you slow it down, reduce the interaction, and increase the yield of the spec product you're actually selling.
That's a huge feature for profitability. Okay, let's talk about the operator. How easy is this thing to adjust?
It's designed with them in mind. It has a hydraulic adjust and a rotating bowl assembly.
Which lets you do what?
You can rotate the bowl open for safe, easy setting adjustments. No sledgehammers. And for maintenance, the whole bowl spins off for clear access to the internals.
That sounds a lot safer.
It is. And speaking of safety, we have to talk about the tramp relief system.
Tramp relief, always a great term. What is it?
Tramp is just slang for uncrushable material, a loader tooth, a piece of rebar.
Something that would destroy a normal crusher.
A catastrophic failure, yes. This system is hydraulic. If tramp metal gets in, the chamber opens up to let it pass, and then, this is the key, it automatically resets itself.
So you don't have to stop everything and recalibrate.
Nope, it passes the metal and keeps on running. It's huge for uptime.
Okay, we've covered the 300C. Let's talk about the W for wheeled, right?
Correct. The portability. The whole plant is on a heavy-duty chassis, triple or quad axle, depending on regulations.
And how hard is it to go from transport mode to crushing mode?
Surprisingly simple. The extended discharge conveyor folds hydraulically. Just, you don't need a crane.
No cranes. That saves a rental fee right there.
Saves time, saves money. It's got hydraulic leveling or run-on jacks too. You just pull up, level it, unfold it, and you're basically ready to go.
Let's talk about that conveyor. It looks massive.
It is. The discharge conveyor on the 300c-w is 48 inches wide.
4 feet. That's a lot of belt.
A lot of build. And you can get it in a short or a long version, which is over 53 feet long.
Why the long version?
Discharge height. The long version gets you over 16 feet of discharge height. That lets it feed directly onto most screen plants. No need for another transfer conveyor.
Streamlining the whole circuit. I like it.
And it's a tough belt too. 20 horsepower drive, self-cleaning pulley, heavy-duty stuff.
Okay, one more thing before the break. The feed system. How does the rock get in?
There's an optional feeder module. It's a 5 cubic yard hopper.
And it's adjustable.
Fully. Hydraulic drive for speed adjustment, so you can keep the cone choke fed. And it raises and lowers hydraulically for transport.
I noticed the top seems really open in the design pictures.
That's the wide open feed. There's no spider arm in the way. That reduces bridging and lets you control your gradation with the feed level.
It really sounds like they've thought of everything. But, Nick, let me play devil's advocate.
Go for it.
The specs are impressive, sure, but is it really that different from what else is out there? I mean, a cone is a cone, right?
It's not just different. In some areas, the 300c-w is in a completely different weight class.
Oh, a different weight class, you say?
Absolutely. When we look at the tail of the tape against other machines, well, it's pretty eye-opening.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. We are going to take a very quick break. When we come back to the Lippmann Academy Crushcast, Nick is going to show us exactly why this unit outmuscles competing rock crusher equipment. You don't want to miss this.
The optimal crusher economy means different things to different businesses. For some, it's availability and value. For others, it's maximum service life and production. As the OEM provider of spare and wear parts for Lippmann crushers, MPP Aftermarket helps you match your setup to your goal. With a wide selection of cone crusher wear part chambers for your Lippmann crushers. Choose the right chamber profile for your stage, keep your gradation consistent, and protect your machine with the wear parts designed to do the job. Plus, with change-out-focused tooling and fastening solutions, you can reduce downtime and get back to crushing faster. Contact your local dealer to order. MPP Aftermarket Cone Crusher Wear Parts. Built for performance. Built for uptime.
Ready to crush it at ConExpo 2026 in Las Vegas? Visit Lippmann in the Silver Lot. Meet our technical experts, connect with the sales team, and see the latest in crushing innovation. Don't miss out. Silver Lot, Lippmann booth.
Welcome back to the Lippmann Academy Crushcast. Now, let's rejoin Nick and Jessica as they continue the conversation.
Welcome back to the Lippmann Academy Crushcast. I'm Jessica, and I'm here with Nick. Okay, Nick, before the break, you said the 300cw is in a different weight class.
I did, and I stand by it.
Time to prove it. Let's talk about the Lippmann Edge. You mentioned that 48-inch wide conveyor. How does that compare?
This is one of the biggest differences you can see right away. If you look at comparable plants from other rock crushers, you're typically going to find a 42-inch discharge conveyor.
So Lippmann gives you an extra 6 inches of belt width.
An extra half foot. And it's not just the discharge. The feed conveyor on the Lippmann is also 48 inches. A lot of competing equipment uses a 36-inch feed.
Wow, that's a foot wider on the feed. Why does that matter so much?
Two big reasons: capacity and cleanliness. A wider belt just carries more material without spilling it all over the ground.
Less cleanup at the end of the day.
Exactly. Less time with a shovel or a skid steer digging out from under the machine. It's pure efficiency.
And what about the power to drive that bigger belt?
Good question. The Lippmann discharge conveyor uses a 20 horsepower drive. Competing equipment manufacturers in this class, they typically use a 15 horse.
So more torque.
More torque to move a heavy load, especially on a restart. That extra 5 horsepower can be the difference between a smooth start and having to shovel the belt off by hand.
Let's talk intake again. That optional feeder module.
Right. The Lippmann 300cw has a hopper on the feed conveyor. When you look at the comparison data for its closest competitor, they list no for that feature.
So you're just feeding directly onto a flat belt?
Pretty much, yeah. Which is much harder for a loader operator. The hopper gives you a target and some surge capacity. It's just more practical.
And what about that metal detector you brought up?
Yes, the 300cw has an optional metal detector that stops the feed belt instantly.
To avoid feeding tramp metal into the chamber? That's a pretty big deal. And the other guys? Do they?
The comparison data we have for the primary competitor says no for that option. So you're basically flying blind and relying only on the mechanical relief system.
The Lippmann option lets you stop the problem before it's even a problem.
Exactly. It could save you thousands.
Now, I saw something about the layout, the feed conveyor location.
Good catch. The Lippmann feed is at the front of the machine.
And other machines often have it.
At the rear.
Does that really make a difference on a job site?
It can make a huge difference for your circuit layout. A front feed generally allows for a more linear flow, which is just simpler to manage. You aren't trying to wrap conveyors around the plant.
Makes sense. Let's shift to safety for the crew.
Of course. It's designed with that in mind. There's a one-way door on the service platform, for one, guarding at all the nip points, steel guards around the tail pulley.
And e-stops.
Easy to access, all around the plant. But here's one people overlook: the overflow chute.
What does that do?
If the crusher backs up for some reason, the rock has to go somewhere. This chute directs that overflow material away safely, not down onto the engine or the hydraulics.
Or the people.
On the Lippmann 300cw, this is standard. It's a yes. On other machines, you'll often see it listed as optional.
So they aren't cutting corners on safety?
Not at all.
Okay, last thing. Let's talk about keeping the machine itself healthy. Lube and cooling.
Absolutely vital. The 300cw has a huge 178-gallon lube oil capacity.
That's a lot of oil.
It's for thermal stability. A larger volume of oil just dissipates heat better, and it comes standard with an integrated air cooler to keep that oil in the perfect temperature range.
And that's all automated?
Yep. It has interlocks. Oil pressure and temperature switches will automatically shut the machine down if things go wrong. It protects itself before major damage can happen.
That is some serious peace of mind. Nick, this has been fantastic. We've covered so much.
It really is a comprehensive package, Jess.
So for everyone listening, let's just recap. The Lippmann 300cw is a 300 horsepower beast with a 44-inch head. It's got wider conveyors than the other guy's 48 inches, and it's packed with hydraulic features that make it, honestly, a dream to transport and set up.
That's the perfect summary.
Yeah.
And I just add one last thing on versatility. Whether you go with the short or long discharge, the ability to customize your liners means this machine can adapt to almost any application. It's a true solution.
It really is. Now, if you're out there listening and thinking your operation needs this kind of power and mobility,
You really need to see it in action.
and you can do that by contacting a dealer from our network. You can find one near you at lippmanncrushers.com. Go there, find your dealer, and tell them you heard all about the 300cw right here on the Crushcast.
They'll get you all the details.
And speaking of the Crushcast, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please make sure to download and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And share it with your team.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Keep crushing it.
Thanks for joining us on the Lippmann Academy Crushcast with Nick and Jessica. To explore more insights, catch new episodes, or learn how Lippmann is helping customers run smarter, safer, and more productive operations, visit lippmanncrushers.com and follow Lippmann Academy online. We appreciate you listening. See you next time.